Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurudevema Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Dear friends and family, thank you so much for coming and making today so special for Candice and Ajay. We have gathered here at this beautiful winery to celebrate the joining of your hearts in the cherished bond of marriage. So all of us are pilgrims in this journey of life, going towards an unknown destination. And nothing makes this journey more fun and fulfilling than finding the right companion. Someone who makes you laugh and sometimes makes you mad. Someone who strengthens your stride, whose mere presence brings you abundant happiness, and who wants to hold your hand through it all. Most of you may know, Candice and Ajay, their journey started together in Chicago. 6 years ago, on a day like any other, Ajay was walking around in his work cafe carrying a bag of cereal he brought from home, spotted a cute girl sitting by herself sipping coffee, and decided to walk up and strike a conversation neither thought would lead them to this day. If you think romantic dancing in the rain only happens in the movies, well, Candice and Ajay were off to a blockbuster start as they dance in the rain on their very first date. Please don't forget to ask them about this movie-like start to their romance after they've had a couple of glasses of wine. But like any Bollywood love story, they were soon separated by an evil force. In our story, it was Google, who took Ajay thousands of miles away from Candice to San Francisco. But true love stands the test of time and distance. So after a gazillion Skype calls, frequent flyer miles, and an unlikely twist where Google turned to become the force that reunited them, Candice and Ajay's love has only strengthened and grown over distance and time. Candice, your mom is right. A true marriage, and a good one, is one in which 1 + 1 adds up to 3. In which you're so much better and far more together than you are as individuals. And on that note, I'd like to invite Seth and Camtech to say a few words on how they've seen their friends become better together.
My name is Seth. I've known Ajay for about 17 years, half my life. We met during our first year at the University of Chicago, and most of us can say we've changed since college, but boy, has Ajay grown. I know we'd be friends from the start. One of my first memories of Ajay is of us discussing metaphysics by the stairwell, then me suddenly getting shoved through the door and shot with a water gun. I remember Ajay laughing hysterically as he shouted, "I dominate at Assassins," the game he had just beaten me at moments before. Ajay has both intensity and playfulness. Throughout the rest of college, his intensity mostly manifested as friendly competition. In academics, we competed over who could start the paper with the fewest hours remaining before the due date. On the ping pong table, of course, and in video games where he always lost. I'm telling the story, so that's how I remember it. Fast forward to 2009, after Candice came into his life. All of a sudden, Ajay was channeling this intensity into planning the most action-packed, fun-filled weekends with Candice, replete with wine tasting and hiking and concerts and travel to far-off lands. The boundless swirling energy that used to propel Ajay only towards victory now took on a sweeter character as Candice taught him to be intensely romantic, intensely committed, intensely playful. I saw him devote intense energy to bringing people together through group board game nights, beach volleyball outings, hiking excursions. What had once been about victory was now about community. And this is why I believe Candice and Ajay are better together, and this is why they should be together.
Thanks, man.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's a tough act to follow. Excuse me while. Welcome, everybody. I'm Camtech Tran, and it is an honor and a privilege for me to be speaking here and celebrating this day with my closest friends, Candice and Ajay. Candice and I have known each other for 9 years, and we have been inseparable since Buffalo, New York. She is one of the warmest, most loyal, and compassionate people I know. Candice has this amazing ability to focus on only the good in people, and through that, she brings out only the best in people. A long time ago, she shared a simple story with me, the egg, the carrot, and the coffee bean. She says that everyone has challenging times, moments, that they're at a fork. When the time comes, you can choose to be the egg and let adversity hardens you, or let the carrot be like the carrot and get soft. Or you can be the coffee bean and change the environment around you. She told me that I am the coffee bean, and while I know this is not true, it is a vision of hers that I always want to live up to. Through this vision, she not only has for me, but to everyone around her, and she brings out only the best in people. She has done that for AJ. AJ is also very inspired to bring out the best in people and make the world better. He challenges people to think more critically and deeply about ideas and to reassess their paradigm, consistently as he does. He likes to debate. Challenging and engaging is one of the ways that he connects with people. He argues his points intensely and passionately to prove his points. Sometimes his passions can leave the other person with a strong urge to run for the hills. If you've debated with AJ, you know what I mean. He is still passionate and he is still a great debater. But through meeting with Candice, he has mastered also the art of challenging persuasively and to make the other person feel like they've been listened to, and he assesses their points always. Candice has never been shy of speaking her mind, but through AJ, Candice has also found a stronger voice and speaks very, very passionately and playfully about everything that she believes in. I see Candice and AJ inspire each other with each and every interaction. Candice and AJ complement each other quite well and make each other better. Katharine Hepburn once says, "Love has nothing to do with what you are expecting to get, only to give, which is everything." Candice and AJ, I have never met a couple who is more thoughtful, appreciative, and passionate about each other. I am so overjoyed to be here today, along with you and your family and friends, to celebrate this auspicious occasion. I love you both.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This time So you have known each other from that first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point along the way, you decided that you are the one for each other. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes. Indeed, you have been making agreements and promises in an informal way. All those conversations that were held riding in a car or over a meal or during long walks, all those sentences that began with "after the wedding" and continued with "I will" and "you will" and "we will." And all those night talks that included "someday" and "somehow" and "maybe." And all those promises that are the unspoken matters of the heart are the real start of a marriage. Happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage has to be created. In marriage, the little things are the big things. It is never taking each other for granted. It is remembering to say "I love you" every day. It is being patient with one another. It is having it is having the capacity to forgive, forget, and compromise. It is creating an atmosphere in which each can grow. It is loving the other person even when they are not at their best. It is accepting each other and each other's families with all their quirkiness. And last but not the least, it is never being too old to hold hands. Please hold your hands. These are the hands of your partner, young and strong and full of love. The symbolic vows you're about to make now are a way of saying to one another that these are the hands that, even when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch.
My love, as we stand here today on our wedding day, my heart is overflowing with love for you. The way you love me is unlike anything I've ever known. With you, I feel happy, safe, appreciated, and loved. Today, I commit to you as your wife. You are the love of my life, and I promise to let you know that every day. With our friends and family here today, I make you these promises. I promise to support you to achieve any ambition you may have. I promise to always bring joy into our life and relationships with others. And I promise to cherish and take care of your family just as if they were my own.
Do you have enough tissues? No, not for me. Dear Candice, in Indian culture, men sometimes refer to their wives as joy. I honestly don't know if that's actually Hindi or if it's an English saying, but today it doesn't matter because now I understand what it means. Candice, you are my joy. You're all that I think of on sunny, beautiful days. You're all that I think of when I'm happy and want to share that feeling with someone. You are the person I want to share new music, new ideas, or new experiences with. My favorite thing to do is to think about our future together and how to make our lives better. Yesterday, you said your word for me was thoughtful. That's actually kind of unfair. It's not that I'm thoughtful, really, but more that thinking about you and doing things for you, trying to make you happy, brings me joy. I've learned that love from the outside might look like sacrifice. From the outside, it might look like you're sacrificing by letting your child or sibling leave for another country for a better future. By taking in a 16-year-old teenage girl as your first child, or by giving up your space and time to make space for a partner. The truth is that when you love someone, none of these things are sacrifices, because you gain from giving to someone else. Your heart grows happier. Candice, you make my world a better place, and you make me a better person. You bring happiness and laughter to all of those around you, and you show care and consideration to all that are close. To go from being in your presence to not is like going from seeing the world in color to seeing the world in gray. I'm so lucky to have you as my partner in life. I will strive to be the best partner I can to you. Today, I promise to always be there for you as someone you can confide in, you can rely on, and you can grow with. Today, I promise to treasure our time together, to prioritize our happiness, and to make a lifetime of amazing memories. And today, I promise to cherish and take care of your family just as if they were my own.
Ajay, do you take Candice to be your wife, and do you promise to love, honor, and cherish her and protect her, to be faithful to her, and to make her breakfast every weekend?
That's a lot. I do.
Candice, do you take Ajay to be your husband, and do you promise to love, honor, cherish, and protect him, to be faithful to him, and to make some more closet space for him?
I do.
Please exchange the wedding rings now. And I think Aarti would like to present you with something.
Okay. There you go, almost.
Before I pronounce you husband and wife, I have just one more thing I want to do. I promise it won't take long. Your wedding day is one that seems to fly. It's a day filled with emotion, friends, rings, and dances. Many people, including myself, remember how fleeting our own wedding day was. So I want you to take a few seconds to look into each other's eyes. Think about the happiness that you are feeling right now, in this moment. Really let the feeling sink in, into your heart and in your mind. Now think about your life together in the future. John Lennon once said, "A dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together, that is reality. That new reality starts now." Candice and Ajay, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
Thank you.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That's it? Yeah.
All right.
Where are you going? Which way? Okay, this way.
We did it.
Do we stay here or what do we do?
Go down.
Do we go now? Is my makeup ruined?
You look great.
You need more tissue?